This question asks, how much money will you have in your bank account in 5 years if it pays 4% annually and you start with the following amounts: $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000. When you look at these values, they are all lump sums. They all are made today at time period t equal to 0. We don't have regular payments or annuities, so our PMT will be equal to 0. Since we're going to invest these amounts today or at time period t equal to 0, they will all represent present values. We are asked to calculate the future value or the amount of money we will have after 5 years. So n, the time period, is 5. The interest rate per year is 4%. So let's start using the financial calculator. As soon as we turn the financial calculator on, before we start putting in our values, we need to ensure that the calculator has removed or deleted any stored information. So this is done by second FV second clear. This ensures that any past data is removed so as it not affect our future calculation. I'm going to start putting in values from left to right. It's not necessary to follow any order, but it just helps. So I'm going to start with n, which is 5, because the number of years for which the investment made is 5. So I put in 5, then I hit n, essentially setting n equal to 5. Next, I have the interest rate per year, which is 4%. The financial calculator just takes it as 4, not 4%, not 0.04, just simply 4. So 4 and I by y. I will then put in my present value of 5,000. Also, recall that the financial calculator takes an investment outcome perspective. So it's as though we're investing the $5,000. So I'm going to put in my $5,000 with a negative sign. So I put in $5,000 and I put in the negative sign using the gray button here on the lower row. I'm not going to use the value buttons, but this button here. Then I'm going to press the PV, essentially setting the present value equal to minus 5,000, indicating I'm investing the $5,000. I don't have any annuity payment, so I have a 0 with a PMT. Finally, calculating the future value by hitting compute, the CPT, and the future value. This indicates that if I'm going to invest 5,000 today, after 5 years, at an interest rate of 4%, I will be left with 6,083.26. Something to keep in mind is that the financial calculator always takes into account an investment outcome perspective. So either your PV should be negative with your FV being positive, or your PV should be positive with your FV being negative. Try the same problem using a positive PV and you will get a negative future value. Remember, the interpretation just indicates that if I were to invest 5,000 today into my bank account, at the end of 5 years at a 4% interest rate annually, I will be left with a future value of 6,083.26. Let's look at the next problem, which states that instead of $5,000, I am going to invest $10,000. So if I'm going to invest $10,000, what am I going to be left with at the end of year 5 if the interest rate is 4% per annum? So really it's just a question of changing my present value number. Since the calculator already saves existing data, all I need to go into is to put in a 10,000 with a negative value, meaning I am investing $10,000 today, and I need to find out the future value of this $10,000. Since the calculator already saves the existing values, just need to put in compute and future value, and it tells me that the future value is equal to 12,166.53. So if I were to invest $10,000 today, at the end of 5 years at 4% per annum, I will be left with 12,166.53. Instead of doing this, if you switch on and switch off the calculator or remove existing data by hitting second FV second clear and then putting in all your values, you should land up with the same figures as well. Let's look at the third point where we say that we're going to be investing $15,000 instead of $10,000. Let's clear all the values and let's start from scratch. So I'm going to clear all the values, second FV second clear. So the calculator has now not stored any values. We're starting on a clean slate. So we need to put in all the values for N, I by Y, PV, PMT, and FV. We're trying to calculate the future value. So let's start with M, which is 5. So 5, press M, setting N equal to 5. Then we have I by Y equal to 4. So 4, I by Y, setting I by Y equal to 4. PV is 15,000. So I'm going to be investing the $15,000. So an investment is a cash outflow, really, can be thought of as that. So negative 15,000 and PV, setting PV equal to negative 15,000. I don't have an annuity, so 0 PMT, then compute FV. So the future value of $15,000 which I'm going to invest today at time period t equal to 0, at the end of 5 years at 4% per annum is equal to 18,249.79. Finally, let's try the 20,000. Let's just change the present value. So I put in 20,000 as an investment, setting PV equal to 20,000 and compute the FV to give me a future value of 24,333.06. I would encourage you all to try this by yourself. Try to change the present values to positive numbers and see how you get negative future values. Try to put in values by clearing your data, putting in fresh values to see how you get future values. Look at the next slide for all the answers.